What's up, everyone? My name is Alex. I'm one of the co-founders of myinvestingclub.com. If you are brand new to trading or are curious about trading at all, I want to let you guys know about a free 2-hour mentorship course that I put together with my mentor, Bao. It is available at myinvestingclub.co. The link is going to be right here. This is a free webinar with limited seating every week, so please click on the link and reserve your spot before the time runs out. Also, a special bonus for all of our viewers on YouTube. So if you guys have any questions about MIC or you're curious about joining or you don't know if MIC is the right fit for you, you can now text Tosh, who is one of our head mentors and head moderators at MIC, and he'll answer any questions you have about MIC. His phone number will be in the link in the description, and it'll also be right here. Thank you guys for watching and enjoy the video.
What's up, guys? Just wanted to do another weekly recap. Had a fun weekend in New York this weekend. Kind of needed it after a stressful last week, family and all that stuff, which you guys know about, but yeah, I had a good time, and I kind of wanted to start this off with a quick story just because I still couldn't get over it myself. But I met up with trader Eric. He's one of the gentlemen in MIC, and he's notorious for having his pre-game beers, months in advance for any sort of meetup, and every day he's posting a nice beer. So, I knew I had to go out for a drink with this guy. So we meet up. He takes me to Katz's for a great pastrami sandwich. I told him that's what I loved, and it really was one of the best I've ever had in my entire life. It was amazing. So he's like, "Oh, well, we're done eating. It's noon. We got to wash it down." All right, man, of course. So he takes me to this bar out there. I walk in, just me and him. The bar's kind of busy. It's a slower day, but still busy enough. He's like, "You look light or dark?" I guess light. I don't really drink that. Dark beer's not my thing. He's like, "All right." Looks at the bartender. He goes, 10 light, 10 dark. And I look at him I'm like, this motherfucker, did he just buy drinks for the bar? Dude brings over, I don't know how the bartender did it. It's like he had an octopus hands. Brings over 20 beers, sits him down. Eric looks at me and goes, don't worry about it, they go quick. I'm like, just sitting looking around like, what the fuck? And they did, and they went quick, and I think so did we, because we started. And man, it was a good time. And we went out for drinks after, and I'm sitting there, I'm drinking just Johnny Walker, just Black Label. And this guy is it's like he's a magician. Like, there's a beer in his hand 1 second, the next second he's crushing the can and a new one pops in, but it's so instant. It's like him and the bartender have this Obi-Wan to Anakin Skywalker connection. It was incredible, but hell of a time. It was a really good one. It took me a few days to kind of recover. I told my girlfriend I'd meet up with her and her friends for dinner that night, and I ended up passed out in my hotel, just laying there doing nothing. They had to drag me out, which was not pretty, so whatever. But so let's get to it. GMPX. This was one I got a lot of DMs on GMPX, mostly because a lot of guys lost on it, and I think a lot of people who are saying, I think a lot of people want to lie and say they didn't, but this thing was freaking hard. 2 days, it was hard. It was kind of like a nice setup coming into this day two. That's kind of looking for that big slam red, and it just, for whatever reason, this thing gave us a bunch of trouble. So, here's the first day. Kind of came into it, a little bit of this kind of low hanger idea. Here's that 470 level from the previous day. I believe there's a pivot around there as well. And then you had this 4 and 415, and that whole red-green area is down there. So I wanted to read you guys what I wrote about it the other day. So I said I wanted to show you guys what you can learn from this. It's a pretty big definition of greed and anticipation. I knew I had a 450 and a 470 line at the open. So let me even put that out there, 450, which you can get because that was this kind of VWAP area. Me and Harry were talking about it all pre-market. At the open, I felt very comfortable with these shorts, but instead of letting the stock break down red before shorting more, I slammed close to my full size on the VWAP break, stopped out on the push through VWAP, now emotional, tried again to not miss, when in reality, if I had let this trade break down red and confirm, I could have shorted the next pop. Stopped out on that one, could have easily stopped out on those trades. I started trying more and more in the 470s. Then I let it top out in the 5s and started shorting the pops, covering into washes. But, it didn't matter. The stop outs and everything got me. It was not freaking easy. I was able to recoup some money, but at the end of the day, it was still a fat loss. It was not fun. So basically what happened, so the problem was with this trade, all in all, was that I just never let it confirm red. Around the open, when this thing just started tanking, I just started getting this immense amount of FOMO. Just thinking it's gonna, break 430. 430 was this last little line that it was kind of holding before, I kind of felt like it could break. If it broke down that, I felt like we were definitely gonna see red. And just what ended up happening was I started slamming sides, as it looked like it was going to break red, right? So that would be anticipating the red break. And then it just kind of bounced off VWAP really nicely. You got that kind of VWAP bounce, and I had to stop out. I mean, I put on pretty much close. I had 5,000 shares allocated, I believe, and I put on pretty much the full 5,000, thinking that this was going to happen. It bounced. And the problem is, the way I like to trade usually with the 30-70, by the time this move happens, I only like to be at like 50%. So that way you can withstand a little bit of a bounce. But when you try to slam your full size into VWAP or even on red green and it bounces, even if it's, look at this, so it's 440, I stopped out at 460, 20 cents on your full size, like, it sucks. It's not fun to put through. And, if you want to try to make that money back throughout the day, you can't take multiple losses like that. So then just kind of emotional, and I started shorting more and had to stop out again. Shorted more, stop out again. Now I had to take a step back and say, all right, now this thing's getting a little out of hand. At this point, my losses were pretty good. So I said, I got to let this thing top out before I even try it again. And kind of what happened, I let it top out. Shorted the 5 bounce, got some great covers, and I got some great shorts, but again, at this point, I'm only using 30% size, so it's not like I'm recouping the losses, but, slow. And same thing, we dive red here, we make this nose dive down, and I'm like, oh shit, it's go time. I actually think I allocated more shares, because I'm like, okay, after all of this, it's go time. So as it's going red, I slam everything I got. I got one cover in. I got everything I got. I'm slamming. Covered out a good chunk, but as it popped up, I wanted to add back to that full size, which at this point, I think I had like 7,000 shares. And what happened? Just boom. I had to stop out once it broke back over here. But in reality, the best way, in my opinion, to play these things, when a stock breaks down the key level like that, yes, sometimes I like to slam through, obviously, but if you cannot be slamming your full size, if you're doing that, you're just asking to get bounced, and you got to be able to withstand those bounces. You'd much rather, I would have much rather looked at this now, seen it break through 430, maybe come down to 4, and short that pop back to 430, with my full size, or even 450. So that way you have those 2 lines to play off of, but instead I'm just slamming one line to get to the next when you want to be shorting into strength, Well, I'm going to wrap this up. Hopefully you guys can pull something from this. Next week I'll be back to my normal schedule and get into some pretty good detail again. But let's get this week started, and I will talk to you guys in chat. Later.
Thank you so much for watching our video. If you want to see more of our videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the button here. We do our best to post a new video every single day. If you have any questions about MIC or any general trading questions, please text Tosh using the number here. Also, stay up to date by watching some of our most recent videos right over here.